Support for this video comes from Manscaped, our go-to for men's grooming tools. Manscaped has forever changed the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 3.0. This premium trimmer is waterproof, includes an LED light, and is made with advanced skin-safe technology. Get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, valued at $39, and an anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Brief with their crop cooling technology. But wait, there's more. This deal also includes the Manscaped Crop Preserver Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Toning Spray. Both are super practical and smell very nice as well. Promo code Chael is going to get you 20% off, plus free shipping at manscaped.com. Guys, have I ever offered you a better deal? 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Remember to use the promo code Chael. I was in Connecticut. I was in quarantine, my 6th quarantine in 6 weeks, by the way, which if any part of you might think, well, that sounds like a good idea. What's that look like? Yeah, okay, I thought that too. And it even was a good idea on the first one. On the first one, you're doing nothing, but you also can't feel guilty for doing absolutely nothing because that's what you're supposed to be doing. So now you're talking about a day of putting your feet up and watching television, all the while guilt-free. But when you do 6 of them, you run out of television shows. Okay. It's in a quarantine. Not totally irrelevant to the story, as a matter of fact. Now that I've told you that story, not really sure how that got added in here, so I'm going to move on to this. Because while I was there and I was surfing the internets because I had very few things to do, a very interesting call out came about. And I suppose if I was to back this up for you, from my own personal standpoint, I was just in an argument with Ariel Helwani. And Ariel was taking the stance that Diaz should go in there with Leon Edwards when it would put him one fight away from a world title fight. And I was arguing with Ariel, saying, wait a minute, Ariel, I know why you're saying that. You're saying that because you're a supporter of Nick. You're saying that to show your respect and appreciation to Nick Diaz. But I'm also a supporter. And I feel as though you trying to throw him in there, a guy who has been removed from the sport from a period of time, and not giving him an ability to get his feet wet on some level. That doesn't mean get him a wet. That's just to get his feet wet on some level. You're talking about putting him in there with a guy who hasn't lost in 4 years, and that qualifies him to go right in there with Usman? That would sound as though you're doing the opposite of being helpful. So hold that thought, and let's come back to the call out, because the call out was this. It was from Mike Perry. So as soon as I say, well, where did this come from? Mike Perry's calling out Nick Diaz, and then I think about it for 2 seconds, go, my God, Mike Perry just called out Nick Diaz. There's no fight I'd rather see more. It made all sorts of sense, and then somehow Perry's venom wasn't done with that. He ends up going after Jake Shields. And Jake's going, well, I'm kind of just doing grappling right now. Perry's like, great, then we'll do it in grappling. I mean, Perry was all kinds of mad. And if you're going to go after Nick and get your way, there's a way to go after Nick, and that's the way right there. By the way, now you're going to bring in the rest of the scrap pack. That's just, it's one of those things that will get answered for. And it also seems as though that's the fight that makes an absolute perfect amount of sense. Let's don't forget, number one thing when we get Nick Diaz back isn't a contender or the return of a champion. The number one thing that we get is to do something we very rarely get to do in all of sport across the board. We can have some fun. Nick is fun. Nick is interesting. Nick is compelling. Nick's going to come out and he's going to be in shape and he's going to go all night and he's going to touch you to the body. And if you get on the ground, he's going to go for these wild and crazy submissions and he's extremely, he's fun. And I do feel though booking him needs to be in that vein. We can talk about big fight, money fight. We don't talk about that because we're not those annoying pricks. We could throw that out. Why don't we just say fun? What is a fun match that you could be excited for? Let's not always think about the rankings. Every now and then in the sport, and it is very every now and then. Every now and then, James Toney slides over and we're just going to do something for fun. Every now and then, a CM Punk or a Brock Lesnar, somebody comes over and this is fun. It seems as though we have to wait 3 and 4 years before something fun to happen. Diaz versus Perry? That's fun.